Poetic Justice here. This is not a tutorial video. This is a regular play. Not really a playthrough. I'm just gonna make a few videos, I guess, of myself playing. I'm not really gonna. This isn't really for educational purposes entirely, but it's also not really for. It's not really me playing to the end of the game with a bunch of people. I don't plan. I normally don't make it to the end of the game before things happen on the server, especially when I'm present, and the reason why is because my playstyle is a little different than the average person who still hasn't learned basic mechanics. So this is the character I always use. If you see somebody who looks like this is always going to be myself. This person looks way different than I look in real life, just let you know it doesn't reflect me at all. So the first thing I do, of course, is I get rid of the tutorials. I just skip them all. Now I can move that to where I want it. And it gives you all your tools immediately. You don't have to worry about waiting. And so I can see somebody's already making boards and a butchery table. I told him greetings. And I also won't be talking too much to the camera, I guess, because I'll be playing. But frequently I'll say something. So let's go ahead and look at the economy to see what people have set up. Alright, so we have charred meat, and charred meat's very good for early game. There's 52 available. That means we don't have to really hunt for buffalo as long as we use this charred meat here. And we'll go ahead and look at the map a little bit, and you can see there's no oh, wait a second. This little area looks like it's gonna be the commercial area on this server over here. That's not very frequently. It's normally west of the ice, but I guess this time it's not. So these people have set up near a river, which is perfect for mining, of course. So is being next to a mountain, but they're not necessarily. They're close to trees, not too close to trees. And there's other people over here, though. Oh, here's the little settlement that's west of everything, the snow. And then here's more stuff. So anyway, we're currently right here. We just gotta go north and we'll find everything. Let's continue looking at the economic viewer to see what they got. Stone. Stone's not necessarily the best thing anyone could be giving away. So the thing we want to look at is specifically how many are available, and if not a lot are available, then it's really not much. So like there's 106 stone here. That's pretty much nothing. You can't build a house with that. You might as well just get your own stone. If that's the case, then there's kilns already, so that's good. That doesn't mean people have bricks, but they got a mill going. So I'm guessing people already have the butcher shop stuff, tailor stuff going, and this server looks like it's heading towards the right direction, so I might stay here. And there's a bunch of huckleberries. This Tekla guy got all the stuff going. There's none of these scrolls available. I'm gonna go ahead and just guess that this person is a little selfish here because he's selling the scrolls, he's not just giving them away. Two butchery tables. One tailoring table. More charred meat, but there's none available. Now here we go. Now I guess I'm gonna go ahead and start naming some of these locations for myself. The person known as Namita is giving away scrolls, not for free, which is fine. But this other person's giving away charred meat. We're gonna need to get the charred meat first because the charred meat is, whoops, wrong one. Make shops yellow. That's just me. This one will be the charred meat shop. Now, charred meat is very underrated, and what happens is people try to avoid charred meat because it gives bad skill points. But it still allows you to continue working, so we're gonna find a place probably out here. This looks like a really nice spot. There's a few buffaloes, it's open. But if we set a house out here, it's gonna be hard for people to reach us. But if we set it closer to where it's all coming together, it will more quickly become commercialized, and we can place a store there, and that store will get the economy moving. And of course, people are too, I guess, not wise when it comes to trading. One of the abundant materials that are necessary first is stone, and of course, I said outside of this video here that in one of my tutorial videos, stone is a miner in a smelter. It ends up being the most important person on the server. And normally what I can do as well is it's not that hard to hunt, but you don't have to really get the hunting skill. If somebody has charred meat and stuff like that for sale, because then you don't really have to worry about that unless you run out of food. And so this person's actually giving a very good deal on logs and charred meat, but we should probably consider where we're gonna locate first before we do anything with this person. And a lot of huckleberries. So I guess this will be our shop temporarily until we get stuff going. Alright, so let me explain what this is. This is actually pretty good. So, there's somebody who has a greater skill level than ourselves, that's better at us at making hewn logs, has queued up a project to craft 5,000 hewn logs. That means that all we have to do to make our house out of hewn logs is to just come here and put logs in, and it'll use less logs than we would have used ourselves to make those hewn logs, which we can then take from the same public pile here and then go and make our house with it. So that's a very good deal, and whoever made this is needs some karma. Let's see who made it. hope nobody ruins that, because what that will do is that'll set us back a little bit. But, people are talking and I don't know what they're saying. So there's some free open stuff, and I guess we'll go ahead and set our house out over here. And it's right next to a river. That means there's lots of stone down there and it'll be easy to set up a mine. And there's sand over here, which can be useful as well. So the best place to set up house is going to be right over there with that next to the tree, or right here in this open area. So we can make a stockpile, but we can't make a chest yet. And we might not have to if one's available here. There's none available at that shop. Nope, we're gonna have to make a chest. So we're gonna have to use our we're gonna have to use our skill points to get a few levels to get started, so we can start making what we need. We're gonna need most likely maybe a masonry table, maybe, I think so. But the good news is it looks like our food's covered, so we don't have to worry about the food for a while. And when we do, I guess we can do campfire and just do charred meat like this person. But if we get our own charred meat, then what's going to happen is that these bison will go extinct from our activity, and that's not going to be cool. at their price, it looks cheap. Every single time I pick up a piece of wood from one of these trees, I'm gonna get about 5 logs per what looks like a single log. And the whole tree will give about 50 logs. And I just gave them 13 logs and got 5 charred meat for that, so... We're gonna have to make a a repair station now, and we're gonna have to make a chest, so we might as well get that started. Oh, someone already has advanced baking. Before the final blow, I'm gonna try to get some seeds. Nope, all seeds. And I tried to avoid wood pulp, but it looks like I couldn't do it, so it wasn't close enough to the water. I'm gonna chop all this. Whoops. One of the things I forgot to do is I forgot to drop a marker where I chopped the tree, so it's more difficult to find a tree when you chop the stump, so we'll just go ahead and drop a marker. My color scheme for dropping markers, by the way, is I I normally use green to represent my house, and I use yellow to represent shops. I use red to represent like certain landmarks like hunting grounds, and then I use white to just represent a tree I'm chopping or something I'm doing at that moment. I'll probably chop that tree next. I'd invest into like lumber and stuff like that. The only problem is it becomes useless at the end of the game, so there's no reason to do it. You don't even need it to make a house. You don't need it for anything eventually, so once it becomes completely useless, then it just... there's no reason to use trees anymore. You don't even need them to cook anymore after a certain point. You just don't need wood or anything. You just need metal and stone. But the wood is good for renewable resources. It's just that the in-game pickaxes are so good that you'll never need a new pickaxe, or the in-game hammer, or anything in-game that is so good that you don't need anything else once you have it. We also don't seem like we're gonna need to work on investing into housing skills because people have chairs for sale and things like that. And there you have it, I completely cleared out the area. There's no pulp anywhere or stumps. And the tree will probably plant itself in a little bit somewhere randomly around here. Normally after I build a chest, everything I build goes into the chest automatically, which I disapprove of, but it's gonna happen. So another thing is I am dictating whether or not I'm thinking to myself, my bad. Contemplating. Why did I say dictating? I'm contemplating whether or not to use hewn logs or to start using my masonry that I'm gonna eventually need anyway, so I can start digging a mine and building a house. The only thing is using a shovel. This shovel's made of wood, and it's gonna need to be repaired with wood. And right now nobody's really buying stone much. And the guy who has food is buying wood, and so we're not really sure if we want to start investing into that. Now it looks like Tekla needs some stone. So they were giving away wooden straw beds and ice boxes. Not really sure if they had those in the old days. And then they, I think the guy who has the scrolls. Yep, nobody worth anything needs stone right now, except that person who guts our meat. I hate doing this, but it looks like we're gonna have to do a quick investment in the hunting because our charred meat friend's not gonna help us too much in a little bit when we get started. Of course, we need hewn logs. That's what we need. So we'll be going to that station I tagged that I forgot to ago because I forgot to name it. I've never really coded an AutoCrafter that was public before. That's the first time I've actually seen people intentionally make a public crafter. Most people do it, and it's an accident or something, and then everybody's using their crafter, and then they're like, what are y'all guys doing? there's some guy, I don't know, freaking water, I don't know what he's doing over this way. Anyhow, I need to take these logs and get them to turn into charred meat. I really want to. And the reason I don't want to is because that price is ridiculous. It might not seem ridiculous, but the amount of input into that is unnecessary because of how easy it would be for me to get charred meat. The only thing is that charred meat shouldn't really be that much because of how abundant it is early on. Now, more like they're pricing it not off of the quantity or how difficult it is to get, but off of the quality. And it's not a bad thing early on. The quality is good, but the quantity is so easy to get that once you see a high price, you just get it yourself. And I really don't want to do that because I know there's a limited number of bison in the game, and I'll probably end up killing quite a few, so. And claim our free hunting. And then we undo hunting, and voila, we got a free bow and arrow. Thanks, developers. And now we can hunt, and we need a campfire. I've seen like people who play this game and they'll have like thousands of charred meat just stacked in their chests, and there'll still be bison running around everywhere. And I mean, early on in the game, you gotta push things so that people can get their shops set up, and then people can start functioning as a whole unit instead of as individuals. But before then, I don't have anything. I don't have a house or anything, and I need meat. So I'm not saying that meat needs to be a public service, because clearly I can get it myself. I just hope that I don't kill the last bisons or something. An elk, but oh man. Wait a second, I can't even cook bison without... Okay, so I'm gonna have to rethink this. Because what I want is this mortaring specialty. And by doing that, I can start leveling up stuff that I'm gonna need as the guy who's gonna build mortared stone products early on. Jeez. So you see, this is one of the problems in the game early on. You don't have a lot of skill points, and you have to wait to get the skill points. But you can get the skill points faster if you invest a little bit extra into building a house. And I figure since I'm already streaming, I might as well push for the hewn log house, because I know I can get the hewn log house. I just won't be efficient unless I keep using that one guy's area. So we're gonna have to take out some of these animals by ourselves and start using those logs on the hewn area. And we just used 6 points. We have 3 skill points left. That's how fast everything goes downhill, point-wise. So I'm gonna use those 3 points on I just hope that that person who passed me just now doesn't end up seeing the hewn log station and destroying it, because that normally that's something just people do just because they feel like it. I have enough bows to kill 2 bison. But we're gonna end up probably killing about 8. I could kill that bunny rabbit if I wanted to, but it doesn't really have enough meat for me to want to kill it. For the number of arrows I'm going to be using, that'll be very inefficient, and we'll save them for a more desperate time, I guess. It's a wolf, but if I hit it, it's gonna run, and it's not gonna die immediately, and it's gonna be really annoying. The elks are really good at running too, so I don't really mess with them that much. Okay, so the bisons are here, and I'm guessing people. What? No, it looks like I'm located at 666. Now, a lot of people might be running through this area because of the bison. I don't know why the elks are here though, because elks normally don't hang away from the forest, so there might be mass hunting going on and I just don't know about it. And I'm about to commit genocide or something. Yep, this is the part that's gonna be boring. And there you go, I still have enough arrows to kill another bison, and maybe a few rabbits if I don't miss any shots. So if you let them run in a big open field like this, they're not going to be able to zigzag left and right, which is what the game developer, I guess, makes them do sometimes. I don't know if that's hard-coded, but they just do it. So we need charcoal. We need charcoal or coal to get this going. If not, then it's going to be very inefficient. And we're going to end up wasting wood. So that's a necessary project. And we get out of water because the longer we stay in water, the more energy we're going to waste. And we're just going to go ahead and sacrifice some of these logs to get charred meat, and the reason why is because we gotta keep this train going. Another thing about making houses is you don't have to make the floor if there's grass already. You can have a grass floor. It's just that the higher tier items are going to need a certain number of higher tier material. Like, for example, I believe the most I've seen is 32 tier 2 plus materials to make something. And we're going to eventually get there, but not yet. And when we do, we gotta have to make sure that we are producing something that's tier 2, like bricks or something. And bricks are quite expensive, so that's what we have to do so that we can start smelting. I don't think that should be an issue because these people look like they're gonna get on their stuff. Jeez. And so it looks like we're not carrying that much weight. I have no idea how that works out because we just killed and we're holding a carcass of a bison. Yep, we're not carrying that much weight. Oh man, there's another person. I think this is the person who's selling all the food. We gotta make sure that we get as much out of their shop as we can while we have the chance. I think that's a... nope, that's a wolf. Like he's talking to himself, I guess. On every single server I played in, everybody wants Comma Smash, and I'm not really sure what for because I've never used that before or using any of the better stuff that comes after that kind of stuff. I don't know. Alright, so the thing we should do is we should turn all these logs into arrows and go killing these bison. And it looks like we're gonna need higher basic crafting skills though to make those arrows. but that's what we gotta do, so... And we can up our masonry skills later. Bisons are right over there. And a good amount of bison to sustain yourself early if nobody wants to actually sell food at a reasonable price is going to be about, in total, maybe 8 bison. That's enough to get you a house that you're going to need to set up so that you can set up your shop at least inside that house and get started on other things. But you're not going to have a road that's going to lead everywhere if the server just started like this one did. Alright, we have enough arrows to kill at least one of these things. Whoops. And that was pretty quick. And once we get all our bison, we're gonna have a bigger load of bison meat than or charred meat than the other person that was selling charred meat for a ridiculous amount. I really don't want to startle that one because I want to come back and kill it. And this is why bison went extinct, because they have a lot of meat on them, and they're extremely bad at escaping their predators. The only problem I think humans have with bisons going mostly extinct for the most part is that they themselves don't have food to eat whenever you kill off your only supply of food. What just happened? Okay, somehow it says I queued up 4 bisons here, but the truth is I only queued up 3, but it forced me to queue up 4 because I guess I clicked wrong or something. And I still have to kill 3 more bison before I can be ready to make a house or have enough food in my character's inventory to do that. My biggest issue, of course, is the human log thing. There's 2 trees near me, and those are good trees, but I don't have the skills to gather them. and get seeds. So this person here just left their wood. I don't even think I can pick it up. I can. I gotta clean up someone else's mess. Yeah, I'm pretty sure I'm not gonna find bison here anymore. But there's a big continent to the south, and I'll find bison there. Dang it. So if you slowly dip yourself into water up on something like over here, you won't bob up and down in the water, and you won't lose calories when you're traveling in the water as much. See, I didn't lose that much calories when it made me lose any calories for traveling. The penalty is normally about 10 calories per about 5 seconds. Or 10, I don't really count it that one. We could kill a rabbit, or we could kill this bison, actually, so let's go ahead and get this started. Looks like the trees are gonna save this one. Yeah, this one's gone. Can't believe I couldn't keep track of it. There it is. No, don't get too close to your buddy over there. I'm gonna lose food. Logan. Oh. And there you go. Now, I don't know how people, I guess they shoot these turtles with arrows or something. I don't really know why they do that. Because it doesn't really give meat, I don't think it does. And also, I think turtles are very important to other animals surviving in this game. So if you kill the turtles, you do it for no reason, but you kill the animal as well, and that's just kind of stupid. So I don't even have a hunter skill, and I've killed pretty much. Now I could just do extra credit, but I'm not going to because, like I said, I'm not trying to commit genocide here. But the truth is, yeah, these bison, they die pretty quick, and if somebody who doesn't have efficient cooking skills doesn't want to sell them for a good price. And the reason why I said that that was a bad price is because once you get your efficiency up, what happens is it'd be like cooking one bison is like cooking 5 bison. So if you have 5 bison, that's like cooking 25 bison. So I had to cook 6 bison, but if I had the efficiency, I could have just cooked like a single bison. If you get what I'm saying, it's like far cheaper, and it wastes less animal, and it makes everybody. My controls are acting funny. Let's try to slowly ease our way. No. There we go. And there's the meteor. We got a good number of days before it crashes. And the server I was on not too long ago had literally a 13-day countdown. That server, the host actually planned that nobody would make it on time. And this guy's saying he'll give somebody a kiln for 10 sand. That's still a horrible deal, I think. Like, these people here, they, if other people don't know the game's mechanics, yeah, that makes sense. Like, I don't want to kill the bison. But if I don't, then I'm not going to get a house to do other things. If the bison are dead, nobody can eat. But it's not really my responsibility entirely to cook food if I'm going to be a miner. But it's also not my responsibility to commit genocide. So I've seen a few bison on my way back, more than I saw a while ago when I was started hunting. So I'm just going to leave them alone from now on, because that's going to be what I'm going to have to do. Or else it's going to completely annihilate the population of bison. So there we go. Now let's go ahead and repair our... We don't have enough wood. But we need wood to repair our bow, because we might have to do this later, like another day though. So there's this guy begging for food on the server. I think that's so stupid, because it's like... I mean, I wasted my skill points because I had to, but you're not gonna beat this game in a single day unless you're single player. And even then, it's gonna take maybe 16 hours if you just play it straight without stop. And of course, you know, I'm not gonna mark this tree. This tree's too close to my base, so I can see it. This tree I'm chopping down is really good at giving seeds. And it's also, or not good at seeds, my bad. It's really good at giving wood. so it's more desirable, but the seeds are still rare no matter what tree you're chopping. Gotta get rid of this pulp. That's annoying. So this location that we chose is actually really good. It's a little bit further walk. You can go trees and stuff like that, but it's all more effective in terms of the resource like food, especially if you're going to be hungry. You're spending all around the place. Alright. A good amount of food I like to carry on me is about 15. It's a good number because of the weight. I can still pick up other things. The only thing is if you have food on you, don't try to carry metal around because metal ingots in this game apparently weigh a lot more than per ingot. In real life, if you could pick up all this meat, you could certainly pick up a lot more ingots than you could in this game. The weight's just too much, so it's better to wheelbarrow around the ingots. And if you get enough food and you plan to just keep playing non-stop, then maybe wheelbarrow around your food too. And these are great places to put little fancy houses. If we get enough scrolls and stuff later. Now let's see if this guy's autocrafter works. Alright, now we're gonna head to the scroll shop because here's where we're gonna get our land claimed so that we can claim more land. if we don't, then we're not going to be able to build a house that's going to be safe from people destroying it. And then we're not going to be able to get skill points. Or the bonus skill points you get. Houses early on in the game are very valuable. And funny enough, I've never seen anybody who decided to be a wood specializing person have a house. It's normally the people who end up being a miner, because trees become scarce pretty quick. Alright, so that's a ridiculous price. However, this is probably the fairest price right here, is he's buying wood stuff. And this is the kind of stuff that makes these animals go extinct. So I would say that the elks are, the elk carcass is fairly priced. And I would say that because not a lot of people are gonna even bother hunting the elks anyway. But like his shop is poorly priced. Milling, farming. Now, this advanced campfire one is actually really cheap to just do on your own. So why he made it this much, I don't know. It's better just to research it yourself at that point. Which if I end up doing is going to be really cheap. So yeah, this guy doesn't even have smelting or anything. So the thing I don't like about his shop is that he made tailoring cost a lot. But it's like, the price of scrolls should be based on how many, it should be based off of how many flags, I guess, skill flags you're gonna get so you can claim more land. It shouldn't be based off of how valuable it is for the community, because it's a community-based game, so by making the price higher, you're actually making it more difficult for yourself to get into the business of making clothes. The only reason you would do that is if you yourself were the guy making clothes, like making the big backpack and stuff like that in this game. Being a tailor is a ridiculous task because it's very... You gotta cut grass all the time. You're basically the lawnmower guy, and you gotta kill, hunt animals for the fur, and all that other stuff. Basically, the guy's a freaking moron. But however, his cheaper scrolls are gonna be worth it because I'm gonna need a house at least, and so I'll be buying some for a house soon. But the house is probably gonna end up looking a little tall or something. One thing I didn't check. I'm making Hume logs very efficiently because somebody else has efficiency in their Hume log production. But this guy over here, who's buying regular logs, might be buying Hume logs for more higher price than regular logs because he seems like a selfish type of person who thinks that hewn logs should be worth more than regular logs, even though they're cheaper to make if you got max efficiency. So we're gonna go ahead and check his shop to see if we can get a few extra pennies off of him. For that. A little bit everybody could, but like my own, I could buy a personal contract for it. And then if somebody swings by my estate, they might want something from me, and I'll be giving them a good deal if they do it for me or whatever it is. I guess the Meta went offline. I saw them a while ago. This server is packed full of people that are... Oh, geez, there's a guy hunting. And those bisons are gonna go extinct. Now, the reason why these people are over-hunting isn't because they're just idiots, but it's actually because that person who's overpriced, these people, they don't understand that the price of something is as difficult as it was to get it. So that means they're committing what's called usury, which is like ripping somebody off, basically. If it takes me 1 hour of extremely hard labor to do something, but it takes somebody a minute of no labor at all to do something else, then there should be, some kind of price difference if what they did was extremely abundant and they could do it all the time, but what I did was rare. And so, yeah, there's huge difference gaps in how the communities value things. This community seems like it's going to rip people off until I open a shop. Once I open a shop, what's going to probably happen is somebody's gonna try to start trouble. Alright, so the first thing we need to do is expand quite a bit. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. And now we expand out 3 by 5. And every time we get more of these claim flags, we just push out further and further. And the thing is, most people aren't going to see this as a problem. And it really isn't, but it's going to be later whenever I start owning quite a bit of real estate out in the open. Because people are going to try to hunt bison or something. And they're going to run through my land and they can't kill it in my land. And then they're going to be like, oh, you got a large amount of land. And even though you own it, the right way, we're gonna try to argue that you don't. So you see, I got this huge chunk of land right now, while everybody else has smaller little patches. And the guy who's doing all the research, probably I could like rip him off really bad if I wanted, I guess, and give him something that I know is not going to be very valuable that he's buying. And hopefully he didn't set a limit on it. Oh, let's go ahead and check that now. So the person's name is Namita, I guess. Well, these people, they want wheat, but we can't get wheat right now, and they want, and they're willing to give a lot for wheat. Animal carcasses. I want to give them animal carcasses because these animals are going to go extinct. For some reason, they priced corn higher than tomatoes, but tomatoes are used in better recipes than corn, so that's really stupid. And this person wants huckleberries, but it says 0. So I don't know if they want 0 or if they have 0. Stone, which is something I could probably give them later when I get my certain skills up. And this icebox probably costs nothing to make. Costs 10 logs and 10 boards, so right now it would cost 30 logs. But they're buying it for more than these logs overall, so I guess that's a good deal. Which I'll happily give them in a little bit. And they're buying a soil sampler. Oh wait, that's somebody else now. Okay, so that's all they're buying. Then, so the only thing I can get on them is pole. So that's about 32.5, so I'll have 33.5 credits with them. And I should probably chop more trees. And I should carefully use that public hue crafter because more people are starting to fly by it. And one of them might notice that it's public. But I don't want to claim it because that's kind of rude. A small wooden cart. I don't even think there's roads set up anywhere yet. So it's kind of dumb. Now if a road builder ends up coming on the server, that'll be great. But they'll probably end up ripping everybody off. Everybody pretty much rips everybody off in servers like these where somebody, where nobody goes to produce food first. That's cheap. So nobody invested all their stuff into food. So everybody just goes and commits genocide on the bisons and all the other animals. But day 2, I'm sure everything will pick up correctly. Normally somebody who does the food comes day 2 dies really fast at about day 3 because everybody realizes that they're at a stalemate with each other and nothing's gonna advance. And meter credits. I don't know how that happened. But give them our hope yet. Find a hole in their system. It's I don't really see a hole in their system that well. Alright, I guess we're gonna have to save our pulp until we get more. That way we can sell it all at once. If we don't sell it all at once, they could change their prices on us. And that gives them the opportunity to rip us off in the middle. Like, it says they're gonna give me this many credits, so I give them, and they give me as many credits as they told me they would give me. But then the price on everything that I can buy from them goes up. And that just sucks, so man, this was a public scroll chest. I wonder if this one is too. So our goal for today is to make a house at least. And we have enough to do that. Logs yet. So we need to get to chopping. And this guy has a huge house, so I wonder why he did this. He put this here. He's gonna invest a lot into it. That's a Wainwright table. Now Wainwright table, this Wainwright table is public. And the thing about it is that if you put it inside, I could make dirt ramps without having to worry about... Oh wait, never mind. Because I think you need road construction. Normally, if you don't have the Wainwright table, but if you do, you don't need it. Primitive mechanics, however, allows you to make this wooden cart. This wooden cart is better than the small wooden cart. It holds a lot more. So if you could choose between this one and the small one, you should always choose this one. Powered wagon, but I don't think you'd want to do that yet. Because it's a little early in the game. An engine, which requires a lot of iron. And walking around. If you see people on the WOD like that, normally that means that the server is quite active, and that's a good thing. If everybody starts to specialize really quickly and realize their place. But everybody's trying to rush to build a house, so it's not going to work out that well because nobody has put together anything except one guy. And they put together a hewn log autocrafter, which is actually what everybody needs. So that should save everybody. The only thing is, I can't tell anybody about it until I'm done using it, or else I'm going to lose wood. Through the crafter, I mean people are going to steal the wood from the public crafter because I'm going to put my wood in the public crafter. It's fair game from there. Boy, I wonder how many hours this video might be. Probably 2 hours. Initial stuff set up, then from there it all works out smoothly after that. Once you get a house and then you get the a shop set up, then we just don't really have to worry about much. Looks like the bison are moving in. And somebody replanted these trees. So somebody's doing a good job. But if they replant too many trees, there's not going to be any other plants that are growing, and that's what it looks like. I didn't see any tomatoes. So I guess this whole area's been farmed out by somebody. And that person probably has a whole bunch of seeds that they're not going to give out. And they're just going to grow the tomatoes and have a kind of dictatorship on them. Can sell tomatoes. Somebody can make seeds out of them anyway, so it's really hard to just hoard them and think that nobody can find a way. So those are being built. I'm gonna go and get the rest of the wood. Hopefully nobody, would. Everybody wants to use that Namita shop, but Namita's like a ripoff. Even this person said he's kind of expensive but has some variety. That's because he's freaking ripping you off. So, the reason why I disapprove of this public auto crafter instead of using a shop is because in a shop at least you are secure because there's credits involved. So, whenever you give your logs, you gain credits. Therefore, you have enough credits to buy the hewn logs back that was created. And maybe even the creator can keep some for profit. There's no credit involved. Anybody can just take your logs right from the stockpile. So it's generous of them to do what they did. But it's generous in a way that's risky. And I guess that's what they liked or something. You don't actually have to take risk for anything, and whenever people end up taking risk in real life for stupid stuff, it's like a little upsetting, and then like you fix the risk in your own activities and they get mad at you for making things easier and better for yourself by your own choice. Alright, so these hewn logs are still being made. Seems like this person has a max efficiency human log production going on, because this is a lot of logs being saved. Then again, 4 logs would be I think actually efficiency 4 is yeah, I think that is max 80%. So that means 1/5 of the cost. So if it takes 2 logs to make 1 human log, then 1/5 of the cost is like 0.4. And we put about 30 in here, so that's gonna give us maybe 60 back total. Okay, we're gonna get a lot more than that, never mind. And so this is the part that sucks, because in the video I'm gonna end up wasting a lot of time just waiting for these logs. So I might as well start building the house that I was gonna build. Alright, this is the edge of our property right here. And this is the edge of our property back here. But we own this big space right here, so we're gonna probably plop it down right in front of this stockpile. I really hate building a foundation for walls, so I'm just gonna knock those out. Really hope someone doesn't discover those locks being made. The one thing this game's taught me is that everybody wants to be a socialist without understanding the ramifications of being a socialist. They don't want the responsibility entirely of what they're doing. Okay. Now, we could save wood by making a bunch of holes in this, but we might not need to save wood. Six, seven. Oopsie. Alright, let's go ahead and pray somebody didn't just place their logs in the auto crafter. I don't see any more hewn logs here. And I just miscounted or something. Miscount. Whew. Got a little worried there. That means I'm gonna have to cut more trees down. In total, to make one of these houses, if you have a maxed hewn log efficiency, it'll take maybe 4 trees. If you don't, it'll take maybe 8 trees. Maybe a little bit more than 8, actually. It'll probably take 9. Efficiency to be more accurate. 9 without the efficiency. Forestation. And that's why people need to specialize. I think people choose to be socialists because they want to do everything for free. Or they want to get everything for free and they want to steal other people's hard work. They don't actually care if anybody does. And it's just a game. It's not even real life. And even on a game, somebody can't have fun. Somebody's got to ruin it for everybody. I wonder how much wood, or how much food we have now. Have, more charred meat than our friend who's overpricing food. Keep that skill until we get a proper cook that's not gonna rip us off. I wish I could keep those bison on the property and just like cage them in. And that pulp's gonna be important in a little bit, because that guy who overprices everything apparently wants pulp. And at least he doesn't overprice the pulp, or I mean, get the wrong idea about how much the pulp costs. This actually takes a lot of calories to harvest this pulp. What's going on here? Okay. Guess I was aiming wrong or something. I'm just logging out a bunch of bits. Two things happen. The log stops producing pulp, and other people who want to take these logs can't anymore because it says it's my property. On my property. We still don't have enough pulp to get any more scrolls from that one person, and that's how overpriced they are. Pulp really doesn't have very much use except for making pitch, which is good for mortared stone, but it still has some rarity to it, so it's still valuable to some extent. Growing over there now, and it was growing over there a while ago actually, but I cleared that stump next to it or else it would have died instead of grown. But there's no more trees over here that are growing in place of the ones I chopped down a while ago. Normally there is, but not this time. Well, I guess when the leaves hit the ground or something. And so since the wood's kind of scarce over here now, we're going to have to move our location we're chopping wood at. And so we're gonna have to walk a really far distance just to get wood, which is fine with me, but it's kind of high risk, kind of not, that other people are of course on the server and have the possibility to try to pick up other people's stuff, and that's the only thing I don't like. Big tree. close enough to water to stop Pulp, I think. But we'll give it a shot. Oh well. There's one. There's 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Let's chop this a little bit. Chop this stump. Two logs for mortared stone. Why does everybody want to rip each other off? Alright, let's see if I don't get some of my logs stolen in the process of doing this. Or if somebody decides to glitch the area by putting sand in the water or something because of this. These guys aren't doing so well, I guess, on their own. Gets the ball rolling as the independent people who, because even though this is a team game and they should be working together, they should be getting their stuff together and just going, they're not doing it. And this is like, here I am. I don't need these people, really. I don't need that hewn log auto crafter over there. I could just craft them myself. It's just that I don't have efficiency, so it'll cost more wood and more calories, and I actually killed a lot of bison to get a lot of meat that I'm probably not going to use because that crafter's right there. So that's really good, actually. That'll save me a lot, and they'll save them a lot if they figure out that it's there, but I'm not going to tell them until after I'm done using it, or else they're going to steal logs that I'm going to put there in a little bit. Still from each other, and that should get rid of some of them early on, I guess. And attack each other. Here's one guy going up in his castle. And this facility that we're gonna have first, this is just going to be a like a shop. Really, it's not really gonna have chairs or anything. But what I could do is I could put chairs in it first because I know I'm not gonna have enough points to start a shop yet, and that means that it's gonna be easier if I put chairs in there to start getting some skill points quicker. However, I'm gonna have to remove those eventually and actually turn it into a shop. I'm guessing that guy probably, when he saw the 2 logs in the water, he probably tried to take the 2 logs. If we catch him red-handed, that'd be kind of cool because, you can see how they can't pick up the logs after I chopped it the way I did. But if you don't chop it, then then they can chop it instead, and you won't be able to pick it up anymore. So we got rid of the stump, and we did a lot more than they've done in terms of cleaning after themselves. So somebody said, aha. I wonder what they're talking about. I think I said this in a tutorial, but it really bothers me how this reputation system is being used. It's supposed to be used for contract board stuff. It's not supposed to be used for your he said, she said nonsense. And we might as well start hewing these logs, actually, before we chop another tree. People who are tailoring, the sad thing is they probably are trying to game the server by making it mint. Because that's you gotta have a brick maker, and you gotta have a jack to actually start making the mint. So let's see what they're researching. Nope, nobody's doing lumber yet. So I guess maybe I'm overestimating them. Of course I'm not going to put these logs here. Alright, so that person's using it now, so I'm just going to go ahead and hope they don't undo that process there, or else I'm going to have to use my calories to chop trees down. You know, I could just actually hew these logs myself at my own station over here. It's just that since it's not efficient, I'll end up using 5 times as much wood. Yeah, we're gonna need a few more trees to do this properly. And I should have put the pulp in my chest, but I don't even have enough pulp yet to do anything with it, so copper. I guess we're gonna have to use some pitch, or not pitch, pulp. Operation going on over here. So as long as you chop every single part of this log up, you shouldn't have to worry about the residents stealing your logs, if you will. Even if they claim the land just to be trolls. Pretty important stuff to know. However, you won't be able to remove your stump if they do that, so... And this game has made me hate socialists really bad. Just, you know, as long as they keep to their fucking self. Excuse my language. But like, because these people, they want socialism so they can be lazy and everybody can do the work for them and stuff. If the majority ever jumps on a bandwagon like that, it's the popular thing. Normally, the people who first promoted it are the people who end up getting hurt the most from it, which is pretty ironic, but that's just the self-destructive nature of the idea. Now we have enough pulp to get another scroll to expand our territory. And the idea of expanding your territory this much early on is that it greatly defines what is your territory. I suppose a good way to say it, that nobody wants to be where trees aren't unless you're a lumberjack. And if there's, I mean, not lumberjack, a miner, my bad. And if you're a miner, nobody wants to go where you go, because all your tools can be repaired with stone. To repair tools, you don't need wood to make houses anymore after a certain point. Wood just becomes no longer needed once you... hewn logs are just a start. You just start with hewn logs, make a single room, then start producing mortared stone, and once you do that, you got the ball rolling, you see, and you no longer need to worry about... It's more efficient overall to use stone. Stone doesn't use as many calories per the quantity that you're gonna get. And it's you get iron and stuff like that from it. And then modern tools can be made out of the steel that you can make later. And so overall, it's just a great route to go. But if you're ever a miner and somebody makes a mint, it's better not to accept mint for your unless it's a public mint. If it's a public mint, then hey, no big deal. But if everybody ends up using all the gold in the server, which is what happens normally, there's not going to be enough to make lasers at the end of the game, and everybody's going to get killed by the meteor. So you end up putting your house under the ground and stuff like that. So that way, whenever everybody's house is destroyed, which is what happens, you don't have any problems. I might as well undo the, actually, I'm going to tell everybody about it. I'm going to make a public announcement. And there we go. Now everybody knows that that facility's there because somebody else knew that the facility was there other than myself, and so it really lacks, I guess it makes it unfair at that point for me to keep it a secret, because then that other person's just gonna know about it. I'm gonna know about it. Nobody else will, and then nobody's really gonna know if anybody stole anything from anybody who uses it. It's just easier to let everybody know. Looked like they were paying attention to the thing I'm saying anyway. And let's see. Yeah, these people are making rooms to give themselves some bonus skill points. Normally at this point I outline the door frame, but I'm not going to put a door there. You don't need to put a door there. I don't even know if that gives you any points or anything for making your house have a door. Or your rooms, but they're just as important as food early on. Early on, it's important because you got to get those skill points up so you can get that efficiency. And you're not really you could do the jack of all trades thing. But because if you're not efficient, in the end of the game, things take so long to make that There's no practical way you're gonna be able to be the jack of all trades at the end of the game. But you can still try it. Just fix my OCD. And once we're getting a few more. I would say we're off to a good start. The only problem is that if any single person shows a sign that their friends are playing with them and that they want to make a mint, they want to mint coins, that's really when there's going to be issues. I don't even care if somebody makes a mint. You can be greedy, you know, but you can't be stupid and greedy, because then you end up wasting all your own resources. And if everybody's in this group, then those resources kind of include the quality and happiness of your peons, if you will, which are normal people. We have enough wood to finish this off because we're gonna need 5 by 3, so that's 15, 15, 15. Yeah, we're gonna need a bit more wood. So I'm gonna go ahead and repair this, make my life a little just tiny bit easier. Then I'm gonna get some more food. You can see we got 100 charred meat and 56 tallow. And tallow is something that I just really don't... Apparently it's used in huckleberry pie. It's used in making biodiesel. And my tallow is just sell it to people who really are desperate for food, and that's kind of not cool, but I don't know. Because I kind of need the charred meat, and I don't want to go on a killing spree and kill all the animals. And get rid of that. So I gained 2 skill points, but my skill point rate is higher than 24 per day. I guess that I've been playing probably for 2.5 hours so far, maybe 2. I really don't want to make these long videos. And 4 hours or 5 hours to rush to make a mint in single player mode. So but then in single player mode I had a bunch of skill points just coming in so I could have efficiency. So it was more efficient for me to do things, so I guess that's kind of where it came in. And this guy is going to put some kind of weird stair thingy here. I'll use it though, because I don't want him to... Here. Let's make sure we get this on the dollar. We don't need advanced campfire cooking, but we do need Stone construction. Oh. And there we go. By doing it that way, he can't raise his prices and jip us on the materials, which is what people do. And also, an economy that runs this way with bartering but using your credit system, it really gives everybody a sense of how valuable things really are. That way, when people try to rip everybody off, everybody doesn't get ripped off. See if this guy gets anything cool without him shutting his door on us. No, he doesn't. He's got this house. Toilet. So yeah, this guy is making a lot of skill points, it seems. Probably like 20 extra skill points, I don't know. And there's our land, a beautiful blueprint looking land. And there's no reason anybody should complain that we're all the way out here claiming that much land. Because we're pretty far. So one thing we can also do to make these houses, if we wanted to, this kind of looks silly, but and the game considers this a finished room for some reason. It does. So we could do that. See how many spaces we have. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 16. So we need 16. We have 16. And voila. We could put signs here and make it look aesthetic, even though it's not very aesthetic. Later on, we'll get mortared stone construction so we can make it look aesthetic. So we really need to max this one out here. And that's going to cost 15 skill points. Then we need to max this one out. And it's gonna cost 5 more, so that's 20 skill points. And then we're gonna need to max this one out, which has 3 more levels to it. So that's gonna be about 5 skill points on that, so 25 skill points. We have to wait until we get 25 skill points. And if you look at our rate that we're getting skill points per day, you can tell that it's going to take 24 hours about. So what we're going to try to do is we're going to try to up our skill points so that we can lower our hours. And just, we're still going to wait a day. And we have a huge advantage. We already have this built. And I didn't even need to use all my charred meat like I thought I was going to. I didn't need to commit genocide or anything like that. And I overestimated a lot of stuff. So, yep. I'm gonna see who's got a chair for sale. Alright, lots of huckleberries and lots of beans. Now, the thing about butcher tables is they're very good for, some bonus points. So this doesn't really tell me exactly what room that's gonna go in, but you can guess an icebox is gonna go in the same room as a butcher table. The only problem is we have a small table here, and I don't know if the small table can go inside of the, And so if anybody can produce this stuff, then they're probably going to be... Oh, Chuck Williams. So we gotta find out what Chuck Williams wants. He wants bricks, which... He's undercharging a little bit there for the bricks. He wants logs. That's something we might be able to help him with. And he wants mortared stone, but it doesn't say he wants any more than a certain amount, so, the tree in here, or a butcher table or something. A small table, an icebox, whatever. So we're gonna have to give him some kind of wood. We can find anything else. Alright, so we're gonna go to his store. Personally see what's up. He wants charred tomatoes. And the only thing I hate about going 400 meters is that if the world's very small, then it's gonna automatically try to get you to go like 700 meters the wrong way before you get to where you want to go. Let's see if we get slower. Nope, we can't. Oh, gotta keep going. That's bad. Every time our head dips underwater, it starts to take a lot of calories out. If anyone has lower graphics than I do, then these things are gonna run off as soon as you see them. Alright, right here seems good. Oh man, I missed the ball. Ah well. If this guy hit something inside a mountain. So over there it says that charred meat is about 630 meters away. In reality, it's actually probably, if I go that way, maybe about 100 meters away. And this guy put a shop inside this building. And I hate when people put their shops in buildings because if they see me in here and they wanted to, they could put doors on it and lock me in. I don't really need basic engineering. Alright, so I could just chop a few logs for him and then take the latrine or the bed. Which is probably what I'll do. Because his location is right next to some trees. The thing that sucks is if somebody creates a mint, it really hurts the economy at first because people need to get rid of their credits. I could spend days on the server, and maybe a month. But the thing is, if the host of the server decides on their own that I have to use somebody's mint, and they try to force me to do something, then that's whenever I leave the server. I was worried that this guy had a limit that was small on the wood. He's on the hewn logs and so on back. And I'm just doing his dirty work. Chop one more tree, I guess, from. And a lot of people don't like to chop these ones because they take a lot more chopping to do. But also they take a lot of chopping to get rid of the stumps, so people just don't even bother with the stumps. But they shouldn't have bothered in the first place if they weren't going to do the stump. Oh, jeez, bro. As you can see, I took 20 hits, and it felt like a long time. Oh boy. Had some lag there for a second. Guess I'll blow the rest of my credits on something that he has that I need. Hopefully he has something I need that's something I can blow my credits on. He's selling small carts for like 100 of his credits. About 100 of his credits is like quite a bit in terms of resources, being that that's 100 logs of wood. It only takes about 30 logs of wood to make a small cart. If you're, I think, it doesn't take anywhere near 100 logs of wood to make a small cart, especially if it's efficient. You're efficient at making it. Those guys ripping people off. But like I said, everybody's just ripping each other off, it seems. Now I have enough to get a small table, and I think I'll grab a small table. And there we go. So now I'm gonna go ahead and try to take a shortcut. Wait a second. So yeah, my land's right here. I'm right here, but I could go this way. It'll take longer that way though, so I gotta go this way. There's trees here with all these leaves. You just do this, and voila. You see. And that's, we're just gonna save one, even though we don't need to, for the thicker trees, because it's a little more difficult for people to decide they're gonna chop it down, and it doesn't offer too much more extra bonus wood for the amount of times you have to hit it. So it's really just tiring for the character in the game to hit the wood too much. So cedar trees aren't the best trees, I suppose, is what I'm trying to say. I mean, they are better than the one I was talking about just now, my bad. Okay, time to use a little bit of trickery to keep our calories good. Also in this game, the world actually is, to some degree, mathematically made to be around, I guess, or something like that. When I had admin powers and I was hosting my own server, I spawned a bunch of stuff side by side in the air, and because it wasn't touching the ground, it ended up going off way above the ground level as I went further away from where I spawned it originally, so not sure if anyone wanted to know that. And our stone axe is good now, and then we're gonna place our straw bed about there, and then we're going to place a table right next to it, and that completely destroyed the points we're getting. So what that means is that yeah. Nah, I better just keep that. No, wait. Haha. What am I doing that for? I wonder why this small table is being ignored. Ah, I know why. It has to be contained within a room. But this room just isn't big enough, so... I guess we'll just have to hold off on it for now. Destroy a bit. And place the table. Let's put a butchery. And if we would have put a butchery, it'd give us 6 points. So for now, we're just gonna have to do it this way. And this little table is just so inefficient. But I like the aesthetics to it, so I'm just gonna do that and haha. 。 And now we'll prepare for the next time I do this. I forgot to put the seed away. No idea why I have this marked. But we're gonna mark over here in a little bit. This tree's not fully grown yet. The heck's over here? These are random sand pits that nobody owns. Actual tree. Might have enough pulp after this. Maybe. Nah, probably not. And hopefully this is the only time we'll chop a tree down ever again. Because after this we should, because this is my last tree before I do stone. And then we should end up having what we need to get started on other things. Which of course will be tomorrow. I hate whenever it takes 24 hours just to... Oh, this is a game, so... There's our lovely house. And here's the tree. And look at that. The tree already replanted itself right where it fell. actually really right, nice to it, but close enough. And we have 0 carbs and vitamins in our diet. Alright, so we don't have enough pulp to do anything with. So we might as well skip to the next thing we're gonna do. That's mine rocks. And hopefully this server's not trash so the rocks don't fly off into space. Stay under our bed for now. And here's where the game kind of begins. In a second, actually, not right now. But once I get this masonry table set up, then I can actually start operating with masonry stuff, which will in effect make me a miner on the server, which I don't think a lot of people went that route because they have furniture already for sale and somebody has food. And somebody has a hewn log efficiency. Alright, so now this part we decide a lot of stuff. And the good thing is on this server they got a medium rate on terms of skill proficiency, so I don't have to worry too much about if I also want to specialize in smelting or whatever. I can smelt and I can also do other things because of that feature. But nobody has a smelting book yet, and when they do, I don't think they're going to share it right away. So I'm going to have to hold off. Don't need any more mortar production. But we could do stoneworking, and what stoneworking will do is it allows us to build more stuff that we're going to eventually need anyway. Or we can get our mortar production efficiency up, and our I guess stone efficiency, let's see, no, just mortar efficiency. And if we get mortar efficiency up, then what's going to happen is we're going to end up being able to make mortared stone very well, and we'll just make ourselves a mortared stone house, and we'll never actually have to use wood, and that'll be a very useful thing for us. So for bows and arrows and stuff. Alright. And we'll also probably end up having later on, like, you can expect to see probably 4 of these in the same room. Actually, yeah. We'll put it there. And so this is what's required. We're going to need a stoneworking 4 so we can make a kiln. And then we're probably going to go brick. And then after brick, we're probably going to start doing other smelting. But really, I don't think we're going to go brick because we're going to need a kiln and other stuff. But if other people start doing it first, which it seems like other people want bricks and stuff first, then we might be able to get a kiln set up just to, I suppose, have a kiln. But we're not going to do bricks, because if we do bricks, it's going to really waste. You see, we're going to specialize in a blast furnace. And then after the blast furnace, we're going to try to specialize in after smelting, we're going to do advanced smelting perhaps. And then perhaps other things too, like probably one other thing to help this process run along. Anyway, I think this is all that we can do for now, so I don't know if you actually watched this whole thing all the way through. Thank you for watching if you did. This isn't supposed to be a playthrough, so if I make another video tomorrow of this, I'll post it, but it's not really a playthrough because I don't actually anticipate that I'm gonna be welcome the entire time I'm here. That's why, or else, I mean, you can expect me to make another video, but if I end up making a video, it might be something about how I got kicked out of the server for something, because that generally has been happening a lot lately. People are very socialist in their ideologies, and they just don't know how to read books, because if they could read a history book, they might find out a few things, and they don't know how to make their own opinion. Anyhow, thanks for watching, and